Hello everyone, this is the Storyteller, and today we are talking about Fantastic Beasts, Crimes of Grindelwald. It was released around November 2018. Its production budget was somewhere around 200 million, and I guess its post-production must have been about 100 million or so. So let's assume that it was made on 300 million or 350, and it's made domestic 159 and foreign 494 million, which makes worldwide 653. But I have been told that there are a lot of money that's taken away from foreign, so I guess it made just enough money to become a break-even movie. Crimes of Grindelwald is a break-even movie, but the biggest crime of Grindelwald is, according to critics, it's too much messy, and that's what I also saw. It was too much messy. I think when movies become too much messy, it's because the writer or the director has put too much information in the film, and that's exactly what happens in the Crimes of Grindelwald. It's jam-packed. It's jam-packed with too much information, too many characters overlapping each other over storylines, and because of which the structure of the story gets hell-bent. And let me tell you, the Harry Potter movies are not exactly for great story. It's not exactly great story. It's about the storytelling and whole world building thing that goes on in Harry Potter that matters. But in this movie, for some reason, J.K. Rowling has put too much information, and so that she can start a whole new series. But it does not happen. The public actually liked it. I saw a lot of people reacting to it, and they found it amusing. But it is an average movie, and critics found it worse. For the first time ever, I'm seeing that this movie, which is woke. I'm literally saying the Crimes of Grindelwald is a wokey woke because it it is actually based upon racism. Yes, that's the basic storyline of Fantastic Beasts, Crimes of Grindelwald. It is based upon racism during the 20s, 30s, or whatever time it is about, and a lot of push about the homosexuality of Dumbledore and Grindelwald was put into the movie, but it was put into action by J.K. Rowling, but nothing of it was shown in the movie because obviously these people know that the domestic audience is still much smaller than the foreign audience. And the foreign audience is not exactly woke. They don't exactly like all the homosexual patterns and or seeing a man kissing a man. So that's why they, I think, completely avoided doing any sexy scenes of Grindelwald or Dumbledore. But let's go into the whole critics thing, because the critics are also angry about why it was so much about racism. Let's dive into RogerEbert.com. Let me tell you first, Roger Ebert has died a long time ago, like in 2013 or somewhere, and now it is being operated by some, not so good people, but this person gives it a 2-star out of 4. It is pretty weird side where there are only 4 stars. I normally see 5 stars or 10 stars, but there are only 4 stars here. It is 2 stars out of 4 stars, which is pretty much accurate according to me as well. But the Harry Potter movies, like I said, are about world building, and in Crimes of Grindelwald there is less world building and too much jam-packed fictional characters overlapping over each other. Let's continue on this. The Harry Potter prequel, Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, is a big budget holiday time blockbuster about racism. Yeah, racism, which may not exactly be the joyful escapist entertainment families are looking for this time of year. So yes, Crimes of Grindelwald was woke, and that's why families which thought that they would just go some fantastic beasts running around, it became a total mess. So which is why Rotten Tomatoes audience score is also low at 57% right now. Certainly, J.K. Rowling's entire literary and cinematic empire is based on a foundation of serious moralistic themes. Serious moralistic themes explored through an epic classic battle between good and evil to make them accessible for all ages. No, it's not all ages. All ages is said, but it's actually accessible. I find Harry Potter accessible for during the age of 10 to 24 somewhere. Yes, that's pretty much the range of Harry Potter movies. After which men obviously leave it. Most men after 24, 25. I've never seen men after 25 to be into Harry Potter. Women, however, can be, because this J.K. Rowling actually has made a story about a beta male. Yes, and beta males are always loved by crazy feminists. So I think that's one of the spins here. Why a lot of women like Harry Potter even after 25. Certainly J.K. Rowling blah 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 is this who were the members of Hogwarts Clearing House, if not cruel, alleged bigots, obsessed with their perceived superiority as pure-blooded wizards and witches. So yes, this movie is about racism of pure-blooded wizards and witches. But while the original Harry Potter saga achieved a magnificent balance between the heart-pounding and thought-provoking, the Fantastic Beasts spin-off universe still struggles to find such sure footing. The thing about Harry Potter is that they kept the pure-blooded thing as the minimal importance. They gave it minimal importance at the front end or at the end. And they put it in the mouths of small children talking about pure-bloodedness, and it's not something that really encourages violent thought. But in this case, all these adults are talking about racism. That's what it's all about. And obviously, World War II was also a bit about racism. It was not all about racism, but it was a little bit about racism, because let me tell you, according to many historians, if Hitler was not racist towards Jews, he would have won World War II. Yes, a lot of historians believe this, and they tell that a lot of Jewish people actually helped America. That's why Hitler lost. So yeah, that's one pretty specific theory, significant theory. But let's go on this. From 2016, they carried on the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And David Yates, who has made the last 4 movies in the Harry Potter series, is also the director of these Fantastic Beasts films. But it's almost as if Rowling wants to cram in too much. Like I said, there is too much information in these films, and no one is willing to suggest reining in that instinct. Yes, the thing is, she is a novel writer. She is a novel writer, and that's why she doesn't know the ropes of screenwriting. In screenwriting, you cut out too much, you edit too much. Screenwriting is commercial writing. As novel writing is not commercial writing exactly. You can put too many things, too many extraneous weird stuff in novels, but you cannot put all of that in movies. There's indeed magic to be found here as well as visual wonder, but there's also an unwieldy amount of character and plot. The Crimes of Grindelwald is about much more than its predecessor, which was tethered to the fundamental narrative necessities of world building and perhaps relied too heavily on its weird and wonderful creatures to provide the audience with the sensation of being transported. But that's not a good thing. The film begins with dreaded dark wizard Gellert Grindelwald returning from the end of the previous staging, a daring prison escape while being transferred from US to England, which was the most effective scene in that full movie, and that's a very good trick. When action movies start, they start with a lot of action, and then we move back into the nuts and bolts. Which is why I would say that it started very good, but it ended very badly in utter chaos. The movie structure is weird, and people can't really understand what's exactly happening. Characters are just crossing each other everywhere. Newt means the main guy, Newt's commander, must take time away from his many cuddly and crawly critters to track down Grindelwald at the request of Hogwarts headmaster Dumbledore, who can't do it himself because he had and enjoyed too intimate a relationship in his youth with this now evil magician. Rowling has indicated previously that Dumbledore is gay, and the suggested connection with Grindelwald expands on this intriguing notion, but the script frustratingly shies away from delving much further into their possible romance, because like I said, the romance cannot be shown on screen because it will become it's like a paradox. It's like a paradox, political paradox, and I'm telling you, most parents wouldn't be comfortable watching a man kissing a man on screen, and their children literally watching that movie. And Harry Potter is a children's genre. You can do that. They have to think about the children first. What do you think about the LGBT side, or what do you think about the children's side? There is no specific answer to this political situation. Newt also has would-be romance of his own going with the sweet and skittish Auror Tina Goldstein, but Tina is apprehensive about getting involved with Newt because she suspects he's still in love with his childhood classmate Lita Lestrange, who's engaged to marry Newt's brother, who's an official with a Ministry of Magic. Well, there's a lot of things going on, and which actually completely confuses the audience. Finally, one of the most crucial pieces of all is the storyline involving the powerful and tormented Credence Barebone, who is played by Ezra Miller, the Flash guy, who's trying to find his true identity. What an SJW thing to think about, right? Identity. While Grindelwald simultaneously tries to find him in order to weaponize him. I would say though, the way Grindelwald talks about the racism and pure-bloodedness, I was really impressed about the fact that this person, J.K. Rowling, is really actually thinking from the other side of the fence. She's not exactly portraying, you would see this, she is not exactly portraying Grindelwald as a crazy violent maniac. She's actually portraying him as a guy who is able to make some of reasoning point out there, which is pretty clever, I would say. Individual moments and images do stand out, though. A crowded circus stand, that really blah 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 blah. A lot of magic moments out there, but still there are no beasts. the movie is named Fantastic Beasts, but beasts are way less. There are very convoluted storylines. Anyway, this movie kind of did average. That's all I can say. If you do watch this movie, I think you would only watch so that you can see the future sequels. Anyway, this is it for today. We'll be back with more reviews and more cringe, with more cringes of Miss J.K. Rowling, who's gone out and out SJW. And please like and subscribe and comment if you like this content, and hit the notification bell. We'll be back next time. Peace.